Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Griot's Garage YouTube Live. This one's actually live.
It is live.
So we're excited to see you all here. We got a ton of stuff to show you, talk about, a ton of questions will be answered. Keep in mind today we will be giving away our ultimate giveaway cards if we get to 1,000 likes. So if you're watching us right now, throw us a thumbs up. We got to get to 1,000 tonight. Somebody's going to win it. It's going to be way more random than the last time we did it.
Get down there, hit the like button.
Hit that thumbs up. Let's get going.
We really want to give this card away, guys.
Yeah, we've been trying desperately, and literally we wrote it off like months ago, and we maybe set our ambitions a little too high, so we scaled them back. Let's get 1,000. Come on.
Macho Man's out there getting you motivated.
Yeah. One of you fools is going to win. I literally had to like show my wife all these Macho Man videos, and she was like, "Oh, you did an okay job." I'm like, "Yeah." You know,
you did an excellent job.
Minus the cocaine and steroids, I think I did an okay job. So, again, welcome everybody. If you've never been here before, I'm Nick.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Stevie.
And we love first-time participants. We love giving stuff away. We love answering your questions. We love participation in the chat, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Fire away. We've got both Stevie and Julie on the back end managing your questions. If we do not get to your question, do not worry. We will be posting a follow-up called No Questions Left Behind, which will hit the channel on Friday. So don't be shy. Fire away. Put us to the test.
Now's your chance. We left you guys hanging last week, or well, it's kind of spent 2 weeks already.
Yeah.
Since getting back from SEMA. Crazy how time flies.
We all did not die at SEMA, but we all got sick from SEMA, as is normal. Talking to 100 million, billion people and answering the same question a lot. Getting to see and meet a lot of you, it's wonderful.
Long days.
So we have all of our SEMA new products here. In fact, we're kind of threadbare because our crates have yet to get back from SEMA, where we put a lot of our live products and our mock-ups, where we got
most all of our live products.
Yeah, we got all the live products, and literally as every day has gone by, we have produced something new.
Yep.
So we're going to be ready to launch these products as we promised sometime in early to mid-December. Our production team hates our guts, but we love them very much for putting up with us.
Thank you, Indy.
And as product developers, it's good to stay busy. So, gosh, I'm going to struggle to list them, but I guess I can look at what's in front of me, huh? So we've got our Brilliant Finish Snow Foam. We've got our 3-in-1 wheel tire and mat cleaner. We have ceramic tire dressing, our water spot remover spray. We did not get our gel formula back from SEMA yet, so you're only going to see the spray. Our ceramic metal polish, our ceramic clay kit, and longer products that were launched in 2022, our tar and sap remover, surface prep cleanser.
You guys are familiar with those.
We also developed a citrus all-purpose cleaner, which is unlabeled, but it is live product.
It's so new it doesn't have a label.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to produce that. And then you've got 2 hard goods.
Yeah, so we have our cordless foamer and sprayer. Awesome tool, adds a ton of convenience and efficiency to your process, and the long-awaited Griot's Garage Micro. First lithium-ion tool, tons of versatility built in here. Not going to tell you everything yet, though. We'll talk about this one at the end. We are going to save the hard goods for the end since those demos are the longest. We will do a little bit of polishing with this with some of the new products in between.
Yeah.
But we're going to start with the liquids and work our way through, and we'll finish it off, save the best for last with the 2 hard goods.
Yeah, and post SEMA, we're really wrapping up our entire event schedule. We've got 2 more events of note. We're going to be down in Scottsdale at the Good Guys, the last Good Guys show of the year down there, where they give away all their annual awards. So you can go see our team down there. They'll be very excited to see you. They may or may not have some of these new products. Can't make any promises. And then we'll have our final Caffeine and Gasoline of the year. It is Chevy Tri-5s, December 3rd. So those are the last 2 events, and good God, it feels nice to be at the end of the event season for like a month.
Yes.
Before we start up with Barrett Jackson
Small
again
break.
in January.
Small break.
If this is your first time, please raise your hand. We're going to hope that as we randomize the winner of this giveaway, that it's one of you guys that's here for the first time. Granted, those of you that come all the time, we love you being here as well. But we want to know if it's your first time. So raise your hand in the comments. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Again, you throw us a thumbs up and a like on this video, we're going to get to the giveaway. And then you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We have an enormous amount of specials that are going to be launching. It totally snuck up on me, but next week is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Black Friday shortly after.
Yeah, so we will have Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals.
Small sales.
You can find out about those on our social channels and or our emails. So if you aren't signed up for our emails, you can go to griotsgarage.com, sign up there. That is generally the first place that you can find out about our promotions. And then the next YouTube Live will be featuring Santa Claus and his elf. Richard will make his annual return on December 14th, and he is going to be exceptionally generous this year. We've got a brand new way that we're going to be giving stuff away.
It's going to be great. And I think probably going to give away like twice as much as last year.
Probably the most we've ever given away. And
definitely one you don't want to miss. Hit the notification bell if you haven't yet, so you don't miss it.
I already see Fab Automotive Detailing in the comments. His uncle is our production manager, and Fab is stating that...
Like Todd always wants to, hurt us a little bit this time of year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're lucky we don't have more stab wounds from Todd.
We love you, Todd.
He's making the juice in the United States, and he's doing a great job, so we're going to get these to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, our whole team in Indy gets it done. I mean, couldn't do it without them.
Yeah.
Thank you all if you were watching.
We love you all. And
crazy time of year.
We're sorry. You can blame Jeff Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do a lot of demos today. We're going to answer a lot of questions. We're pretty much just going to go down the list. So if you've got a question specific to a product, we're logging those. We'll try and address them as we get to each product. But because we have so many to go over, we're going to show you how they work. And then we are going to answer questions about them specifically. Yep. So I think we should start off right away. We've got a very dirty Land Cruiser. It's my wife's. You've seen it probably in many videos. It's white. It shows lovely before and after effects
all our awesome
for
foaming. Fall
so
weather.
This is a great way to show you the power of a pre-soak foam. Such as our brand new Brilliant Finish Snow Foam. So, concept behind Brilliant Finish Snow Foam is extremely high foaming soap that is pH neutral, meant for your pre-soaking step ahead of a contact wash, ideally if used on a well-maintained car, such as we've experienced on my Bronco. This is the way to do a touch-free maintenance wash. 4 ounces per reservoir pour. It is excellent when used in our foaming sprayer. If you do not have a pressure washer, it's going to be probably the best foaming experience you've ever had through a foaming sprayer tool. And then in comparison to our Boss foaming systems, Boss foaming products, it's going to create excellent foam. I think one of the things we're most proud of is the scent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is the best smelling product we make.
My mouth was watering earlier as I was filling up the cannon. It's, man.
Yeah, it's going to take you right back to your teenage buddies, Acura Integra. For me, my buddy rear-ended a car full of my soccer teammates with his bald tires, and he had this squash air freshener in there. So
takes me back to doing Bernie's in my 99 SI.
Yeah, so I mean, unless we have any questions we want to address specifically outside of hit the like button. We are trying to give away this $2,000 worth of stuff.
If your kids have YouTube accounts, if your parents have YouTube accounts, get them on there. Hit the like button. We've seen some of you guys are skeptical that we're going to hit it today, so do whatever you can.
Oh, we got a graphene question already. Good God. No.
So many new guys, too. We got lots of new folks. Not all guys,
so
guys and gals.
Couldn't be happier about that. But yeah, one of the things we were saying too, if you call your mom or dad or your grandma or whoever and they throw a thumbs up, they get randomly selected. Guess whose car gets first dibs? It's whoever helped you win that package.
Yep.
So we're gonna trot that out really quick, and then we'll get to our demos. Oh my gosh,
into the middle.
We got a tight set today. So, as you can see, our ultimate detailing cart, you're going to get it with everything you see here, which includes our GR3 random or rotary polisher, our G13 long throw mini orbital polisher, our G15 or G21, that's dealer's choice, but you're gonna get a long throw orbital, you're gonna get a full complement of pads, the entire Boss system, you're gonna get an enormous set of towels, and also everything you need for a complete correction and protection system. And finally, a custom set of vans, so you can be just like the crew as you're laying down the suds and perfecting either your own vehicles or your budding new detailing businesses.
Or just strolling around town looking good in some fresh red vans.
Yeah, with your apron on, you're gonna look pretty damn official. So again, over $2,000 worth of equipment on this cart, and one of you is going to win it if we get to 1,000 likes today. So let's hit that number. And if we hit it, after the live, we're still gonna do it, and we'll have to find a way to share the winner via our social channels and probably our email. So. Yeah. All right, so let's do a demo. Let's get right after it, okay?
All right, little wheel tire mat action.
Oh, I forgot, yeah, I'm out of order. So, as is normally recommended, we did get some grief for this on the Adam LZ video. Yeah. We generally start with the wheels and tires first, in particular because brake dust is a absolutely nasty substance, and if you wait until the balance of your paint system is clean to blow the brake dust that you're cleaning off your wheels and tires onto your freshly clean paint system, you're gonna have a bad time. So we've developed this product, Wheel Tire and Mat Cleaner, as a combination product for both your wheel and tire cleaning. Has some very unique attributes. I'll let you take it away, and then we're gonna show you how it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So as Nick said, you can use this across the board on your whole wheel and tire surface and your all-weather floor mats. Especially up here in the Pacific Northwest, all-weather floor mats are in probably 90% of your vehicles on the road.
Huge OEM option now,
yeah, they've become very popular from the factory. And this provides an extremely easy solution for getting them clean while you're washing the rest of your car, which in all of our opinions is the fastest and easiest way to get your floor mats clean. No need to spend time scrubbing them in a separate step, just include it during your wash process. So being that, the chemistry involved to clean your wheels and tires. Tires are rubber, all-weather floor mats are rubber. So you get a good trade-off there, a good changeover there. Extremely effective. This is a high pH formula, so it will remove protection from wheel surfaces. It will not remove coatings. However, if you have like a spray wax or something like that on your wheels, you are going to want to reapply that after application. That high pH is what is going to draw all of the dirt and grime out of the rubber on your tires and help efficiently clean your wheels. So this is a product that does need to be agitated. Common misconception with wheel products that you can spray them on and simply rinse them off. Typically, you're gonna need to agitate depending on how the surface is maintained and how clean it is.
There was a fantastic product called Quicksilver. I think it was Eagle One or Armor All that had developed it in the past. Yeah. It was acid-based. It was a spray on, rinse off, and they had to remove it from the marketplace because of all the liability claims that they had.
Yeah.
So agitation is kind of the best way to ensure that, again, you're not doing so much harm with the chemical, allowing it to dry. And again, an alkaline base, higher on the pH versus acidic. It is definitely going to minimize some protection, but you get that effectiveness of that. One of the really cool features of this product is that when we were benchmarking against the competitive set, we found that a lot of these products really were runny, water thin, right? They
rip off the wheels.
Would run off the wheels, and that would lead to two things. One, a quicker work time. So they would generally recommend 30 to 45 seconds between wheels, which is a pretty tight window, in particular if you've got a sensitive wheel surface.
Yeah, 60 at the most.
Right? Yeah. And then also the alkaline nature of those products, without a scent, without any kind of care for human harm, would really grab your throat and your eyes and make it an incredibly unpleasant experience. So we are sensitive to both those things. One, it's a clinging gel, so you've got a lot more work time. The chemical's doing a lot more work for you. And then, of course, an extremely pleasant scent and no alkaline grab in your throat and eyes.
Yeah, and the foam production is awesome too. You get a great visual that aids in that cling and helps your cleaning ability as you go.
Am I in your way?
I'm gonna scoot this out of the way too, so Matt can get the cameras in here.
Bunny Fartloads asked, does the new mat cleaner leave the mats slippery if you were to use that on floor mats?
No, it does not. So as long as you properly rinse it off the floor mat, you're not gonna have issues with slippery finish after you're done, even if you get in with wet shoes afterwards. There are no dressings or protectants in this product, so it does not leave anything behind on the floor mats. Typically, you don't want something that's leaving a residue of a dressing or anything behind on a surface that you're stepping on, because it will make it slippery.
It's one way to mask some of the doling is to dress a floor mat, but that's really not ever intended, right?
Yeah, and typically if you keep your floor mats clean and you're not letting soiling sit on them, they're gonna stay in good shape. The color is gonna remain much better than if you just abuse them and let them go. So I'm gonna start just covering the wheel and tire with this one. You'll immediately see that pink foam. So that's one of my favorite parts about this. It just gives you a really nice clingy foam. Cover everything here. I like doing the tire first just because typically allowing that to have a longer dwell is going to enhance your cleaning ability a lot.
It's going to cut off silicones and that UV mold release, the browning effect that you typically see if you've used like a solvent-based dressing that pulls that brown mold release out. And then also more working time on the tires. They're obviously a lot less sensitive than most wheel surfaces.
Yeah.
You mentioned silicones. Rachel Parker asked, does wheel tire mat cleaner contain any silicone?
No.
It does not, no.
Yeah, most wheel and tire cleaners should not contain any silicones or anything that's being left behind on the finish.
So we're gonna show you this floor mat as well. We'll do the wheel and tire first and then we'll move to the floor mat. But if you could get a close shot, Matt, of this floor mat in particular, a black floor mat, especially one that has text on it like this Land Cruiser one, it will brown up pretty quick even though this has been vacuumed. We've just got some doling, some residue. So what we're looking for is a bright, true black floor mat. I was actually pulling out the tan ones from my other Land Cruiser and realized, oh yeah, we cleaned the hell out of those in developing this product and they are absolutely perfectly clean and the color they're supposed to be. So it's not, it's not uncommon for even in good weather as you track stuff in to dole up your floor mats. And another thing too, on the back of this, we've got a lot of little impressions that can trap water. So doing your wet work up front, in particular your floor mats, gives you ample time for that to dry off. So by the time you're done washing the car, vacuuming out the interior, you can put a dry mat back into the car. So I like doing it all up front. Some people have wall hangers for these, or for me, I drape them over my 7-in-1 workbench after I'm done washing the roof of the car. Hang them up, get them dry as fast as possible, or blow them out with air. But yeah, we're gonna really improve the look of this floor mat as well. So I'll step out of the way so you guys can see the tire package right now.
All right. You want to start soaking that down?
Sure.
So Nick's gonna soak the floor mat while I start on the wheel
and this
tire.
comes in a 25-ounce bottle. It's a slightly higher consumption product than a specific wheel cleaner or a specific tire cleaner when you get that combination. So it comes 25 ounces stock. It'll be $11.99 for that 25 ounce. And then Stevie, you did have the gallon price on there as well, right?
Yes, the gallons are $49.99.
Yep, so we're pretty competitively priced there.
While you guys are doing that, we did have a lot of questions about whether this product is safe on WeatherTech floor mats. Yes.
Yep.
And then we also had a question on whether this will age or discolor the floor mats from the cleaner, and the answer is no.
No, it will not. Totally safe. You guys can see the excellent clean that this provides with that bright pink foam and that higher viscosity, more gel-like formula. Big benefit of this with a product that's a high alkaline, similar to a lot of other wheel and tire cleaners, is it stays wet. So you're not risking damage as long as this stays wet on the wheel. We do recommend this on all OEM finishes. We do not recommend it on aftermarket anodized finishes and other brake finishes and things like that. But it is safe on all OEM wheels and brakes.
I always use a small one.
Oh.
These damn Land Cruisers, the tolerance between the
True
caliper
that.
and the guard is so tight that you can't, even though it's a big wheel, you cannot get that large bendable wheel brush in there.
I always like to get the barrel first. It's usually the heaviest soiled section of the wheel. Of course, rinsing our wheel tool as we go so that we're not risking damage or spreading that soiling around. Working from the bottom up so that we leave the majority of the cleaner intact to dwell and continue doing its thing.
Sam, while you're doing that, Kevin Clancy asked, is it best to rinse the wheels and tires first or apply dry?
Sorry, repeat that.
Is it best to rinse the wheels and tires first or apply the product dry?
We always like to apply the product dry, granted that the wheels are cool to the touch. You never want to apply a cleaner to a hot wheel surface. That really applies to any
wheel
surface.
cleaner, yeah.
You don't want to put liquids onto a hot finish or onto a hot surface because they will dry faster and potentially lead to etching and things like that. So always make sure that it's cool. The reason we recommend applying it dry is that you're not diluting the product on the surface with water that's already there. Benefit, to applying it wet if you have an extremely dirty wheel that may have sand or mud, things that you aren't going to want to agitate over the top of. That's the exception. That's where I would rinse first and then apply. But in most standard cleaning conditions where you've gone 2 to 3 weeks of just average driving and you have road grime and brake dust on the surface, doing that initial spray or soak and allowing it to dwell is going to enhance your dwell time because there's not water that's carrying the product off. It's also going to allow the product to work better, more efficiently because you're not diluting it with water that's already on the surface. So
yeah, we have a couple questions. Can we use this on a carpet mat? We have a product we're going to show you a little later for carpet mat cleaning. Not recommended. Although I don't think it would do necessarily any damage, but there is the potential that it could leave that carpeted mat a little crusty.
Yeah, I mean, you would want to rinse it still, and then you're going to have a soaking wet carpet mat. Which I suppose if you have time to let that dry, that's totally fine.
And then I will speak to the fact that if you do pre-rinse your wheel, one of the biggest benefits of this product is the clinging foam. You're going to minimize the cling and the chemical work. You're still going to get an effective clean. The foam will minimize some of the runoff of applying it to a wet wheel or tire. But that's, again, one of the benefits of this foam and gel formula is that, hey, we want the chemical to do the work for us. We want to make our job when we agitate as easy as possible. So if we're accelerating the runoff, we're going to get less chemical effect. However, we're still going to get a very clean wheel and tire. And again, it's just by situation. I'm going to start cleaning the floor mat while you're doing that.
Get to the tire now. You see we still got foam dwelling on the tire. So that's one reason we go bottom up. You can see down here where the water's all running off the tire. We have no foam down there, while the top, that foam's still allowed to do its thing and clean. So scrub that real quick. You can see all that brown forming in that foam as we scrub the tire.
Yeah, we did have a consumption question as well. I think the amount that you use is definitely going to depend on your wheel and tire package. You have big knobby tires, you're definitely going to consume more on the tire itself.
And your trigger finger.
Yes, without a doubt. We had a question about a foaming sprayer. We've worked really hard on the viscosity of this product so that it can go through a foaming sprayer. If you're finding that it's too viscous for your particular sprayer, you can add a little bit of water to dilute it. Obviously, that's going to minimize a little bit of the effectiveness of the product, but it'll get it to go through your foamer pretty easily. Now, granted, we have selected the sprayer for this product based upon its ability to deliver a foam. So keep that in mind. If you're just trying to avoid trigger pulls and you insist upon it, you may have to just tweak your dilution a little bit.
Or stay tuned for another new product we're going to talk about later.
Yeah, we do have a handy dandy foamer that will deliver that nicely. We have a question that came in about, will this remove browning from BF Goodrich tires? We're very familiar with that.
I think there's KO2s on like 8 vehicles.
Yeah. The KO2s, if those are the specific BFGs you're speaking of, they're pretty prone to tire blooming. That's what you're seeing when you see that brown come through. It's actually the anti-ozonant in the rubber compound leaching to the surface, typically caused by UV exposure. It's something that's difficult to completely prevent because it's coming from the inside of the rubber, not from something that you're putting on the exterior. However, wheel tire mat cleaner will remove that. That's something that will come back over time, so you're going to have to continually clean it. Using a good dressing will help, prolong how quickly it's able to come back. But yes, wheel tire mat cleaner will remove the brown from tire blooming, especially on BFGs. I can tell you firsthand, we have tested it on BFG KO2s.
Yeah, probably like, what's an even number, 72?
Yeah, plenty of times.
So one of the users did comment on the runoff.
Yeah.
Obviously, the runoff is going to be exaggerated post-agitation, but yeah, when you're seeing the guts come off there and you don't have a sodium thioglycate,
Glycolate.
Active, that is that kind of bleeding effect. We're pretty excited about the amount of soiling that is coming off, and if you're talking about that mold inhibitor in particular, you're going to see it on the tire before you scrub it off. But it's always great to see a very rich brown with your tire cleaner in particular, because that's the crud coming off, man.
Yeah, and as you pointed out earlier, you can see how this is still wet, and we're not frantically worried about rinsing it off right now. As Nick mentioned earlier, a lot of combined wheel and tire cleaners out there are acidic and potentially dangerous to your wheel finish if you leave them on for too long. This is not one that you're going to have to worry about. Granted, you're using it on a cool surface, and
yeah, why don't you do a rinse, and then I got a question from Bryce Miller.
Okay, I'll hit this real quick.
All right, let's get my mat too. So Bryce Miller had asked, is this going to be safe on chrome wheels or chrome wire wheels? I think the biggest thing, if you're talking about an aftermarket finish, is understanding what the finish is capable of tolerating. On factory finishes, again, consult your user's manual, but I'm going to suggest that yes, it is.
Yeah, safe for chrome. I mean, really one of the more sensitive surfaces that you'll find on aftermarket, not necessarily wheels, but brakes behind the wheel, anodization, and that's I think one of the more sensitive surfaces to highly alkaline products.
Yeah, and if you have any temperature, that's just going to be an absolute no-go with something that is not pH neutral. Yeah, and even with pH neutral products, you can cause damage on a high temperature wheel and brake system. So
let the stuff cool down. If you're in a time crunch, rinse it first, cool it down that way at least, but
still may warp your rotors if you just got off a hot boy lap.
Yeah, ideally avoid doing that.
Yep.
Rinse this real quick. Sorry, Nick.
We've had a few questions of whether this product is safe on white walls or tires with white lettering, and the answer is yes.
Flashback when you're rinsing mats.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to hang that one up. We'll show you the finished result as it dries off, and we'll move on to the next product and keep answering questions for you guys.
Get some of that soap back off the wheels. Don't rinse your mats at your vehicle like I just did. Of course, at least it's not clean yet. So.
Yeah. All right. So our next product that we're going to show you is our Brilliant Finish Snow Foam. Once again, I don't think there's going to be any question from any of you all about our ability to produce a high foaming pH neutral soap. We've learned a lot over the years, and really, the advent of snow foams is most people will try and use a product that is a standard car wash, put it through their foamer, and are disappointed with the foaming output. Mm-hmm. Now, when you develop a specific foaming product, you're going to use that bucket or lose that bucket utility, but the goal still is pH neutral, high lubrication. And if you're developing it specifically for somewhere where there's pressure introduced to agitate that foam as it goes through a cannon or a sprayer, we're looking for cling.
Yep.
All right, and this is one of those products that just is without a doubt high clinging, high sudsing, and that cling is going to help to hang on the surface, soften and emulsify anything that is on it. Again, this is a white car. But what we're going to see is a drastic change in color after a soak with the Brilliant Finish Snow Foam and a high pressure rinse, which will encourage a safer washing process should this need to be contact washed. There's almost no doubt in my mind that this needs to be contact washed based upon how dirty it is.
Yeah. Well, in this time of year, especially up here with all the rain, the roads get soaking wet. You get this road film, that rises to the top. It's this oily water essentially that's getting onto the vehicle, and it's a little more difficult to get off than your standard soiling that you experience, for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Much like the cream, it rises to the top.
The cream rises to the top, baby. This is also something that will not run through our auto mix, so you are going to have to dilute it, but part of it is that you're choosing your tool, and we've developed it for both foaming sprayer and foam cannon utility. You do not have the bucket wash methodology as part of an option with this.
Yeah. The only thing we're missing for this demo is like smell vision.
Yeah.
Because I wish we could share that with you guys right now.
Okay.
All right. Should we hit the whole side?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thing? All right. You see that nice, rich, clingy foam. You just get carried away and have a lot of fun with it. You just scoop it right off the ground there.
That's shaving cream, baby. Let's got some weight to it.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
So obviously if you overfoam like Sam, you're going to encourage runoff, but...
Well, but even there, I mean, we foamed half the car with a lot of excessive foaming, and we still have 2/3 of a reservoir. So pretty excellent consumption from our Brilliant Finish foam cannon.
You can definitely see with a less maintained vehicle, we've got some breakdown on the protection below the belt line, which is typical. Again, we finally got some rain here. My wife drives this car all over the place, and she likes giving it to us for product development because it comes back clean.
Works out for both.
So we've got the same concept, 5 to 10 minute dwell time potential relative to, obviously guided by the conditions that you're washing in. If you're washing in direct sunlight, high heat, it's going to limit the potential for you to allow this. If it does dry on the paint, you're going to have some soap residue, but you're not going to have any scarring. This is, again, a pH neutral solution. Again, great foam output, great consumption relative to the Boss foam can or the Brilliant Finish foam cannon and its general consumption rate relative to a standard, extremely cheap solution, and excellent suds. So nothing wrong with what we're seeing there.
Yeah, a few good questions coming in on snow foam. Charles Long asked, can you use snow foam for contact wash after doing a contactless dwell and rinse? Absolutely. It is perfect for that. That's similar to the process that we're going to do here.
Still extremely high lubrication.
Yeah,
right?
very. I mean, it's one of the slickest washes you'll find. And the smell, guys, I just can't say it enough. It smells amazing in here. And then No Name on YouTube asked, does the Brilliant Finish Snow Foam have the same gloss enhancers as the Brilliant Finish car wash soap? It does not contain those gloss enhancers. However, it will preserve the gloss that you have on the finish as it is pH balanced. It's not going to strip any protection or rob any gloss like an alkaline soap like dish soap or something like that would. I know we had a question earlier as well asking if it will replace the foaming surface wash. That was from Stang Rider. No, it does not. We will still be selling the Boss foaming surface wash. Main differences between the two. The foaming surface wash is going to feature that dual layer foam technology where you get kind of the secondary foam that clings better. You can see here where this is run off, there's not much left. The foaming surface wash, you'll have a thin kind of clingy layer that remains, that continues to loosen up soiling and debris. And then, as Nick mentioned, the function through the metering system. So that's another differentiator between the two. The Boss foaming surface wash is also more concentrated. So where for the Brilliant Finish Snow Foam, we recommend 4 ounces of concentrate to a full reservoir. Boss foaming surface wash, you're using, I think it's 1.6 to a full reservoir, so less than half of the amount of product that you're putting into that reservoir.
Yeah, and obviously, again, part of it is equipment based.
Yep.
You know, if you're trying to get the maximum foam out of a foam sprayer, of course you can pour 8 ounces of something into it and get good foam, but we're really looking at the competitive set and cost per wash, and this is a very competitive product. However, again, if you are using our Boss system with the auto metering system, you're definitely going to get a dilution-free, straight concentrate pull that works perfectly with that.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, we've grown as a company. We have a lot of customers. We sold a lot of foaming sprayers, and the best way to increase the safety of their washing process is to give them something specifically designed for their foaming tool.
Yep. Yeah, Class Act asks what's the pH of this snow foam. It is pH balanced, pH of approximately 7. So right in the middle, not going to strip anything off your finish or damage or rob gloss. And
Dilution ratio is 4 ounces per reservoir, so approximately 8-to-1.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, if you're using the Brilliant Finish foam cannon, as we demonstrated here, you're not going to use a full reservoir. So I have done a lot of my vehicles, you know, if I'm doing a sedan or a small crossover or something like that, I'll do 2 ounces and half a reservoir, save a little bit of product. That way, you know.
Or if you're doing what the other gentleman described, using the pre-soak, if you can get through half your reservoir with the pre-soak, do your high pressure rinse, reapply the foam with the other half of your reservoir and agitate, hell yeah, baby. That's a very cost-effective wash right there without having to switch tools and switch products. Brian Hickson on Facebook asks, ceramic washing coat versus Brilliant Finish Snow Foam on a ceramic coated surface. Which product is best and how often? Again, well-maintained car, you can definitely get away with ceramic washing coat. A more heavily soiled car, you're definitely still going to want to pre-soak with a pH neutral product as a superior way to soften that product. And then my recommended follow-up is either ceramic washing coat applied by foam cannon foam sprayer or bucket dilution as your agitation step. That leaves the protection behind, and it's on a softened and less heavily soiled surface. Granted, we know ceramic washing coat, not very high sudsing, still very slick and lubricant rich, so it's safe for that agitation step. It's always going to be safer to do a pre-soak beforehand.
Yeah, and you could also switch back and forth. Like I know, ceramic washing coat's so durable, you probably don't need to use it at every wash. You could always do ceramic washing coat, once a month or something like that, and then fill in with your snow foam in between.
How are we doing on likes?
We're at 459.
We got some work to do, y'all.
Yeah, come on, guys.
We're going to be here for a while.
We're halfway through the live, and we're halfway to our like threshold. So
I do want to cover, we did have some questions asking how you would be selected as a winner. Once we do hit 1,000 likes, we are going to randomly select that winner.
We put some guardrails on Nick this time.
Yeah, sorry. I really effed up last
quiz.
time giving you guys free stuff. So we listen to our customers. That's one thing we like to do. And so this one is going to be much more random. Again, we have a great crew behind the scenes that is going to be handling it. We're going to call out a content or a comment period when we hit those 1,000 likes, and we're going to select randomly from that. We've got some great Excel tools that we can utilize. We've been all going through Excel training this year, and we know marginally more than we did last year. So we're going to randomize it. It's going to be completely random. You're not going to have to answer any questions.
We got this question from NimJ1234. What does it actually smell like? A lot of younger people didn't grow up with the old air fresheners, and I think that's funny because our reel that we posted from SEMA with Adam LZ, it was quite the opposite. The older folks didn't know what the smell was.
I'd say if you're under 40, you probably have experienced this fragrance before.
If you've ever walked into a Spencer's Gifts, if those still exist, they smell like it. It is like, it's not squash. I mean, my wife roasted some squash last night. Well, it's not squash. I think squash is related to the actual brand of air freshener where you would squash it with your finger.
Well, there's the Air Spencer squash fragrance. Is the one that we mimic.
It is extremely fruity, pleasant.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's not pina colada. It's got a little bit more orange in it. If you listen to the old guys in that reel, they're kind of peppering it and it's really hard to peg. But I'm telling you, you're gonna lay this down, and one, your wife's not gonna get mad at you like she will with iron and fallout remover or heavy duty wheel cleaner. No. And two, you're definitely gonna be like, oh, I know what that is.
Yeah.
Even if you can't peg it specifically. Again, I never knew that it was called squash. I remembered where I was when I smelled it. And it was, again, in my buddy's Acura Integra before he crashed in the back of my other buddy. So.
And even if you are outside of that age range or you didn't drive a JDM car at some point in your life, you're still going to love the fragrance. It's outstanding.
Again, for us to say it's one of our favorites, if not easily top 3 for everybody pulled in Griot's garage.
Yeah.
That's saying something. We've been waiting to use this scent.
Yeah, I mean, dare I say it dethroned foaming surface wash for me. That was my previous favorite, the coconut in there.
Okay.
Took me back to the beach, honeymoon, but this one, oh man.
Let's hit that, let's do the pre-soak and we'll see if we can see a visible change in the surface. Then we'll move on to our next demo. But again, you guys watched any of our foaming YouTube lives before. If you have not, we've done many lives about the deep dive of foaming, its benefits, the different foaming products that we offer. So if you like foam specifically, you're gonna really like this product.
Yeah. I promise it doesn't smell like a strip club. It's not.
It does not. No,
not that bad.
That's not us. You're looking for another set of bros.
Unless you're going to a really cool strip club. I mean.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. I mean, we might need to refoam the bottom. We talk too much. Scooting that card up a little bit, please. Oop.
All right, so as I mentioned before, you can definitely see a lot of protection still above the belt line. Most of the dirt still focused below, but much less than we started with, but there's still a white car beneath that. So we're gonna segue to our next demo, which is how we're going to reapply the foam, and then I'll do a contact wash while you're talking about that foamer so that we can move to the next aspect of it.
Get through it.
It does not smell like a bunny fart. I don't know what a bunny fart smells like, but it's probably very grassy and or herbal. No, this is great.
Still my favorite YouTube handle too. All right.
A scratch and sniff, that's a good idea. We could definitely include a scratch and sniff.
That is a good idea, yeah. Still working on the smell-o-vision. All right, so we're just gonna give you guys a quick demo of the cordless foamer and sprayer. This is with the foam tip on. We have our Brilliant Finish Snow Foam pre-diluted in the reservoir there. So this is an example of, if you don't have a pressure washer set up or a foaming sprayer, or you simply don't want to get them out and you still want to use the function of foam, this is a great way to pre-treat the surface or do a full-on foaming wash. So I've got our foam dial adjusted all the way as low as it'll go. So you can adjust the dryness of the foam. So here on the low setting, it's going to be a wetter foam. As I demonstrated, I'll turn that down to more of a dry foam. You guys see the battery indicator there. It's going to give you approximately an hour of runtime. So really solid runtime. Gives you the ability to get through several processes with different liquids. And then recharge time is only going to be about 2 hours. So it recharges pretty quickly for you. It's a simple USB plug. It goes into any standard USB wall outlet. Really easy to use. Go ahead and get this going. So you can see, as a wetter foam, it's going to be a thinner, more runny foam. As I dial that down, we can get it to a much thicker, clingier foam find somewhere in between that gets you a good lay down, and you'll just go through and foam up your surface. So
a couple big benefits to this. One, a lot of your pump up foaming solutions, they're pressure based, right?
Yep.
So you have to consistently re-engage the pump to maintain pressure. This product is suction based, so that is a huge differentiator and allows the tool to essentially maintain a pressure of sorts without having to rely too heavily on your pressure system, generally guided by O-rings, and the amount of pressure that you impart by the pumping to deliver the same consistency of foam.
Yeah, those of you that have used pump up foamers or sprayers before, you get great pressure and efficiency and output right after you pressurize it, but as you get further into the reservoir, you're losing pressure. You have to pressurize it more as the level drops because there's more airspace. This prevents all of that. The other big benefit to it being suction instead of pressurization is durability. If you go on to Amazon or any of the other review-heavy sites and you look at any of the pressurized options out there, especially some of the new electric ones, you will see that the reservoirs are bursting or leaking because they're being over-pressurized, and that's causing problems where the reservoir is bursting at the seam. So you will not see that issue with the cordless foamer and sprayer. And once we've got this surface all washed, we'll show you a second demonstration of this tool with the spray tip that allows you to use it with any non-foaming liquid.
There's a couple questions about top to bottom versus bottom up. It's obviously something we've beaten to death, but if people are here for the first time, why we recommend that?
So you guys are probably scratching your heads when I was rinsing that, like why the heck is he doing it bottom up? The reason that we rinse the foam off initially from the bottom up is so that we aren't rinsing off all of the foam with our first pass of water. If you have the side of the vehicle covered in foam and you start top down, your first hit of water across the top, all your foam is going to start dripping. That prevents the dwell and the breakdown that the foam is causing on the surface. So we recommend your initial foam hit, you want to rinse from the bottom up. That allows maximum dwell on the entire surface so that the foam can continue working as you're working, preventing less effort from you.
It's just what we talked about with the wheel tire mat cleaner, right?
Yep.
We're trying to get the chemical to do more work for us, making our physical touch easier, right? Again, one of the biggest benefits of this type of application, I haven't touched a trigger. I'm just holding this thing up.
Yeah, I mean, normally if you're working around covering a whole vehicle with a trigger spray, you're going to be getting, forearm cramps by now, or hand cramps, either one, maybe both. But this makes it very efficient, very fast, and with the spray tip, using products like spray on car wash, waterless washes, quick detailers, it's very efficient, which we will show you later.
So I'm going to do the contact wash while you keep answering questions about the sprayer, and then we'll show you the spraying function.
Yeah, so you can see. Sorry, go ahead, Stevie.
We did get a question about the price. This is going to retail for $129.99.
$129.99. And the sprayer, I did see another question. The battery is built in. This head is designed to be waterproof. Obviously, you're using it in wet environments. If the battery was removable, it would not be waterproof. So the battery is built in. These are still covered with our lifetime guarantee, however. So if you have battery issues, let us know. We'll take care of you. It has a waterproof plug port on the top for your charger. It's a stick plug charger with a USB-A on the other side. Plugs into any standard USB wall outlet. And then, like I said, you have your battery indicator there and your foam adjustment on top. So, we wanted to show you guys the Brilliant Finish Snow Foam through both tools. You can, depending on your setup and what you're using, you can use this to apply foam to the whole vehicle. If you already have a Canon set up, you can always use this for your pre-treatment, more of your supplemental processes, and use your Canon for getting the heavy foam on to the entire vehicle.
Yeah, if you have our foaming surface prep at 10-to-1 through this tool.
That's one of my favorites in this.
That's a wonderful pre-treatment.
Yep, hit your rocker panels, your wheel wells, engine bay, stuff like that. Awesome way to go. And then we'll show you all the other sprayables that you can use. It's virtually compatible with, I'd say 95% of our liquids.
I'm going a little crazy switching wash pads, but this was a pretty dirty car, so.
Yeah, for sure. Can't be too careful.
Did you already touch on the wide base and the wide mouth?
No, I didn't. Thank you, Stevie. So like our other cannons, it has a wide mouth reservoir, makes your life easy when you're diluting products in there. You're not trying to, fit products into a water bottle mouth size top, spilling them everywhere. And the top is simple 90-degree turn. So very easy. You're not sitting there threading it on and off for minutes. Just a quick off, lock it back on, ready to go. Gasket in there so it's not going to spill, if you tip it on your side or upside down. Totally watertight. I'm going to obviously, change the script here because the first rinse that we do bottom up for the purpose of prolonging the cleaning of the foam, we're going to reverse that after our contact wash and our secondary foam and rinse from the bottom down because we're just trying to get the foam off the surface. So a little quicker with this step, like Nick said. We've had a few questions about the pressure washer setup and the orifice size that we're using in the cannon as well. So the Brilliant Finish foam cannon is set up with our 1.1 millimeter orifice. That comes stock in that cannon. And then we are using a AR613 pressure washer, more of an industrial style pressure washer intended for everyday use. It features approximately a 2 GPM output and 1900 PSI. So it's really an ideal combination for foaming products like what we're using here. Okay, so we've done our contact wash, car's wet. We're going to demonstrate another use of this cordless foamer and sprayer, right, with a spraying function. And one of our favorite techniques that we've done, in particular with this car that has a ceramic all-in-one base and is maintained with our ceramic family of products, we use ceramic speed shine as a drying aid. You can also use it as a rinse aid, which means spray it on, rinse it off, and then dry. I prefer the drying aid, which is spray it on and dry. Gives great lubrication for the towel. And again, if you're doing this with a trigger and working your way around the car, you're probably at 100+ trigger pulls. Yeah, easy. And by the time you've done wheels and tires, a multitude of processes with trigger, unless you're, Sylvester Stallone and over the top, you have some forearm fatigue. This is a great way to just press a button and simply, walk around the car as you're spreading a drying aid around. It's one of those life-changing experiences for sure. We had a question of, do you need to rinse it out or flush it with water after each use? A little bit depending on what you're using it with. We're going to go ahead and go straight from snow foam to ceramic speed shine here. So that first hit, we might get a little bit of soap that comes out, but being that we're going to wipe this vehicle down with a towel afterwards, not too concerned. You're going to switch the tip, swap the tip. Swap the tip for sure. So foam tip comes off. It's an easy change. You pull the little mesh pill housing out of there. Simply blow out the felt. Knock that out of there. And then you will throw the, that didn't quite blow out. Then you'll throw the spray tip in. So I'm just gonna use a little helper to poke this out here. Had a couple questions about chemical compatibility. We pretty much draw the line at something corrosive like a brake cleaner. Anything on the pH scale that you're gonna be using for typical car washing, you're gonna be able to put through this product. Now, if you get really adventurous and call us and tell us something we don't know, we're probably going to replace the tool for you, and we'll both learn something together. So,
we are getting a lot of love and a lot of questions on when this will be available. We are estimating that we'll have this available, is it March? April? Spring. Definitely spring.
Yeah. Do we have a dry ice cleaner? We do have a dry ice cleaner. It's down at Griot Motors. We've used it to great effect many times over. It's one of the most addictive processes ever. I think that for us, it's definitely something that is above and beyond. It's a great process ahead of selling a car. Gives you a pretty honest undercarriage presentation. Not a lot of need for it in the vast majority of the cars that we touch and the products that we sell. But no.
I forgot my little pick tool out here, so I had to go grab that. Get the foam out. So these, from the factory, you have this pill here that houses a couple little felt discs. Those are what help drive the foam. You want to remove those felt discs prior to installing your your spray tip. So the brass tip is going to be your spray tip. Thread that guy on. This has a wide range of adjustability, so you can go from a straight stream to a very fine atomization with this spray tip. We're going to go ahead and cover the whole finish here. So I'm going to open that up to a nice fine atomization because we don't need a lot of this. And we're just going to go ahead, cover the whole side as quickly as we can. So ceramic speed shine is going to be safe on glass. And one more pass along the bottom.
Oh, I missed a spot. What do you know?
You can see how, let's spray this into the camera without spraying it right on the camera. But you can see that really fine atomization coming out of that. You really dial it in. Makes it very easy to use with quick detailers, spray washes, waterless washes, and so on.
Pretty nifty. And then again, yeah, what I love about ceramic speed shine as drying aid, just the towel slickness as you're drying the car.
Yeah, so easy.
We have had quite a few questions about replacement reservoirs, and those will be available.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have replacement reservoirs as well as a rebuild kit available shortly after launch. Currently working on a cap for that reservoir. All right, brother. All right.
It's a great smell of ceramic speed shine, just putting a little boost back on the paint for any diminished protection that is obvious. Again, belt line down between bigger washes and not adding a protective soap such as foaming polygloss or ceramic washing coat on this car.
The added slickness too, I mean, you're not really concerned with the PFM leaving any towel marks, but man, that added slickness just really reduces the surface tension and you have to use no pressure while you're drying the vehicle.
Sam, we had a question about whether it was tough to change the nozzle on the cordless foamer and sprayer.
I made it look kind of tough, didn't I? It is not hard to change the nozzle at all. The problem that I was having is I didn't have a pick or anything to press out the felt. So I'll come hold this up a little bit closer to the camera. This one. So you can see here, lighting. There you go. So this is a little plastic pill. This is what holds those little yellow felt discs. I was just having a hard time pushing that felt out of there, so I went and grabbed a little pick. But pop the felt out, you pop your, there we go. Put your pill back in and simply thread on the spray tip. So very easy to do. And then you're ready to go.
Seems like you guys are probably going to need a couple of them.
Yeah.
That's what I would recommend.
Definitely, especially in a professional shop, if you have all your high consumption liquids set up in those sprayers, I mean, not only are all of your employees going to love you, but you're just going to be much quicker and more efficient with getting that stuff down.
Yeah, your employees' forearm circumference might decrease, but
save all that strength for the polishing.
Yeah, they'll probably thank you for your long-term arthritis prevention plan. Yeah. Okay, so where are we at likes-wise?
Real quick, what's the charge time and the run time that you'll get from that? We had a lot.
Approximate run time is 60 minutes. Charge time is going to be approximately double that, right around 2 hours.
I'm seeing 526 likes.
Okay, we got some work to do, y'all. We might be getting those likes after hours.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to win, and if you threw us a like, we'll probably end this with the comment section so we can at least generate a list of random people who are thanking you for
I know I've seen a few folks that have trickled into. If you haven't liked this video yet, get down there, like the video. We're giving away over $2,000 worth of products if we get to 1,000. So get in there, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go over to Instagram and Facebook, follow us there too so you won't miss anything.
Yeah, I did want to take some time to highlight the overall finish of the matte as well. Not completely dry yet, so we do have some darker spots that are primarily related to, so we're looking at a pretty damn clean matte, which is how you want them to look, right? It's one of the last aspects. You get into a clean car, you're polishing somebody's off, versus, again, kind of a similar condition that we brought the other one out of the car in. We'll demonstrate another product or So we got brown versus a nice clean black. Man, this is a little difficult.
There it is.
There we go. Versus, here's your brown one, your typical extremely dirty one. So we're gonna clean this one with the all-purpose cleaner a little later as well. But yeah, we're getting great results out of that cleaning. Gonna be a happy wife, right?
Yes.
Getting back into a nice clean car. All right, so the next one is water spot remover. We're gonna actually cut to a pre-recorded video because finding cars with water spots, at least in the Griot's garage parking lot, is a little harder. But we had a great example. We set it up. We demonstrated the product on that. But concept behind water spot remover. One, this is definitely not a pH neutral product, right?
No.
But in the world we live in right now, water spots, as we did our glass polishing live, everybody hates water spots. Glass, you see them, paint, you see them. You can get hit with rain. You can get hit with irrigation water, hard water in the Midwest and other areas that are maddening. And in particular, in this day and age, we have a market that is based upon, I've had a professionally installed high solid ceramic coating.
Yep.
And it makes beautiful water beads, but as soon as the sun shines on them, I get water spots.
Yep.
Now I don't want to go to polishing because that compromises the coating.
So
what can I use on this high solids coating that is advertised to have a chemical resistance to remove water spots? Likewise, on a car that has no protection or standard protection that has water spots, is there anything that I can do that doesn't involve polishing? The answer is a water spot remover. Now, as we mentioned, we developed a spray product that is great for hard to reach areas, larger surface areas, and that is the one we have and have demonstrated in the video you're about to see. The gel, as we mentioned, is still in our SEMA crate. That one is going to be slightly behind the water spot remover spray, which has been produced and is going to be in our warehouse very shortly. So, same concept. You're going to spray and or apply the product onto the affected area, allow it to dwell for up to 60 seconds, neutralize with water, and or agitate with a towel as you then neutralize with water. And that is a way to avoid polishing, compromising that high solids coating, polishing on glass, having to reset your protection element, whether it's glass sealant or ceramic glass cleaner or a high solids glass coating.
And matte finishes.
And matte finishes is a wonderful solution too. Thank you for that.
Factory matte or matte vinyl. If your vinyl is old or you have like matte PPF, any aged vinyl or PPF can be compromised by spraying cleaners onto it. So ensure that your matte PPF or vinyl is in good shape before you go to town, test an inconspicuous area, but it's a great way to get water spots off of matte.
Yeah, when we were benchmarking this product, again, this particular product has kind of blown up. In the past, it was a polish, right? It had an abrasive within it. Now, again, because of the environment we're in, they're more chemical-based, right? They're acid-based. So we were able to find a extremely unique patented acid that not only is effective, but also reduces the corrosive element as it relates to your skin.
Exactly.
Right? And or other harmful effects of inhaling an acid. Now, granted, we want to still try and do this in a well-ventilated area. If you're using the spray, it's ideal that it's not a very windy area, so you aren't spraying it on areas you don't want it. But good God, this is a really effective product. You can use it on paint, chrome, plastic trim, glass, and more. Obviously, testing an inconspicuous area on some place that you're not certain about is going to be ideal. But as you mentioned, those matte finishes, they water spot too. And you don't want to polish them and have a nice shiny spot, on your matte finish car.
Not at all. Yeah, definitely don't do that. This comment, I've been getting distracted with the comments again, but Richard Sombrano, I think we might need to send him something. He's drinking Weller 12-year out of his Griot's mug, wearing his Griot shirt.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so, Richard, gosh.
I think we have a better vessel for that Weller 12-year.
You are a man after my own heart. Richard, we're going to dig up some of our Glencairn glasses and send them to you, Rich. So Email us at social@griotsgarage.com. If you are drinking Weller 12, you're my best friend. I just found 2 bottles of Weller 107 on an island at retail this past weekend. So if you know what that means, that was my treasure hunt this past weekend, and I actually gave one to my buddy because I know how difficult it is to find it.
That was just too good to pass over.
All right, Richard.
Back on topic though,
Yeah.
Sorry. Water spot remover.
That was a hard deviation. But,
It was.
for bourbon, you can distract us with that anytime.
You caught me. Yep, air the video.
All right, so we're going to show you the process behind our water spot remover that we did earlier today.
Heavily spotted door. These were sprinkler spots. So this car was parked on the roadside by some sprinklers every night. So we got a tape line here. First shot, we were applying the water spot remover and then wiping it even to strip off any protection, and then we reapply so that it wets out on the finish here. And we remove it, wiped it off with that wet towel, and then came back with a dry towel, and then peel the tape line, and you can see that pretty drastic before and after.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, some water spots aren't going to be able to be removed with a water spot remover.
Yes, very true.
But if you can have a step that's this easy, where it's spray, dwell, and wipe away before having to bust out your polisher, and then again reapply a subsequent level of protection, in particular if you're dealing with high solid ceramics, this is a great benefit. And the longer you let water spots build up, that being you get hit once with a sprinkler, you get hit again, they're going to essentially create layers of etch that can only really be remedied by polishing. But this is a great intermediate that reduces your workload, and again can protect your investment as it relates to a high solid chemical resistant coating. Even our ceramic 3-in-1, it's not something I want to remove. And in fact have found difficulty removing even when trying to polish. So this is a great product for that, and we're very proud of it. So you'll see the spray very shortly, the gel right behind it. Again, the versatility of application is going to be driven in the size and or accessibility of the space that you're trying to remove those water spots. We talked about just big hoods, big surfaces of glass versus a really precision application of, man, just my fender got hit. The front corner of my car, and a gel being ideal for that. Weller in the wild at retail. Yes, that's how happy I was. And for anybody who is a bourbon treasure hunter, you'll be happy to know I did get 2 bottles. I bought one. I waited 48 hours for the whiskey karma and the whiskey gods to shine on me brightly. I returned and bought it after 48 hours. My wife actually bought it for me because I was, feeling a little guilty about buying the second bottle that I'd found. But yeah,
keep that whiskey karma high.
I went to another, grocery store on that same island and found the bottle at $139. So that was double retail. And again, praise the whiskey gods. Did my best.
I had a couple questions about water spot remover. Should you wear gloves while using it? We do still recommend wearing gloves. However, like Nick mentioned, it is not near as corrosive to your skin as a lot of other water spot removers are. So if you do get it on your skin, it's not a situation where you need to be alarmed. Wash it off, totally good to go. So you're not going to experience any burning sensation or anything like that from this product, which I have definitely experienced with other water spot removers out there on the market. And like we also said, it's much safer for the finish you're using it on as well. It gives you a little more time, a little more forgiveness without doing any damage or etching the finish.
Well, we got a guy drinking Eagle Rare. He says it's the best value in bourbon. I agree. Find that for $30.
Anybody here is gonna
10-year-old bourbon. Nobody's going to complain about a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah, we've got some whiskey heads in here. It's great. Good stuff.
It's like we all like the same things.
Yeah.
That's why you're here with us. We have, this is the third question I've gotten about graphene. Should we address graphene really quickly?
I guess.
I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple years now. So our general perspective on graphene is that we're not going to actively pursue graphene products, in particular because of 2 things. One, graphene came quickly on the back of ceramic. if you have poor root ceramic technology, you're going to get no benefit from graphene being added to it. So if you don't have good ceramic chemistry, simply claiming graphene on the back of that, you're getting minimal benefit.
You'll make your product black.
You'll make your product black. You'll have some nice little pencil shavings in the bottom of it. But in all of our testing, what we've seen is the graphene infused products, the vast majority of them are not substantially better, yet are vastly more expensive. In looking into, it's no secret, we've been doing a lot of work around high solids coatings. Graphene has kind of taken over some of the high solids space as well. What we discovered is the actual graphene oxide that you must invest in relative to how you have to price it versus the actual benefit of incorporating that ingredient does not match, right? You're going to have to charge a lot more for something that is incrementally better, regardless of how they suggest surface temperature is cooler, more flexibility, whatever these marketing claims actually are. I think the best judge of why we haven't participated in graphene, and you can take a look at the marketplace, the most reputable brands in the high solids arena have not participated in graphene. And if you're not sure what those brands are, you're probably not using the very best that is available out there. However, if you look at some of the brands that have incorporated graphene, those brands have generally averaged about $5 per bottle for their product. And as soon as they start saying graphene, guess what? Their average price per bottle can come up to $16. Are you getting $9 or $11 better of a product from that brand that was traditionally selling for $5? No, I'm pretty sure somebody in marketing was paying attention.
Yeah.
And took advantage of an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that is not our style. We're trying to give you something that actually works and not overcharge you for something that doesn't work as much as we have to charge you to incorporate into it. So that's graphene in a nutshell. There are excellent graphene products. The vast majority of them are not worth the money.
Yeah. And we've even encountered some that are, non-homogeneous formulas where your graphene settles, your first trigger pull clogs your sprayer, and you're left with a unusable product. So
yeah.
That's another situation that just shows that the chemistry isn't really adding anything to the actual performance of the product.
So that's all we got to say about graphene. We've said it many times. I don't necessarily categorically state that somebody that's saying graphene is being dishonest. No. I just think they're charging more than what you're getting for the inclusion of graphene.
And the proof is in the pudding. We're speaking to this from a space of actual real world testing, not just speculation. So I encourage you guys to do the same. If you're curious about it or you've found a product that you like, test it against something else and see how it lines up.
Yeah, I think when we did our graphene detail spray versus ceramic detail spray, the graphene stuff was gone immediately, and we're still chasing what we believe is the benchmark in that graphene detail spray. And again, that company that makes it is a reputable company. That company has also stayed the hell away from graphene.
Yep.
So I would challenge you to do as much research as we have on it. There are plenty of comparison videos out there. Again, some of them are good. The vast majority of them are taking advantage of charging you $2 more for the same crap.
Yeah. But we've got some more new products to talk about.
Let's do it.
Not a whole lot of time left, so we're going to get after it.
On water spot remover, we didn't really touch on a lot of the questions on that. We had a lot of questions about glass and like shower doors, windows, etc. This product is perfect on that.
Yeah. Stevie actually did probably 90% of the testing with these two formulas, so thank you, Stevie. And they do work extremely well on glass and paint. Stevie's,
I was going to say also great on chrome and plastic surfaces adjacent to windows, whereas a lot of the competitive products tend to stain those.
We made Stevie purposely park by sprinklers for like 3 months so that her car would look like that did in the video so we could test these products. So you guys owe Stevie for how good these are.
Yeah, she might also have the benefit of plenty of crazy people around her to help her polish when it is required.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We're somewhat sane. All right, so let's keep moving because we're not done, guys. Keep throwing us those likes. All right, let's go to ceramic metal polish because I'm stoked about that one.
Yeah, me too. Right. And we can show it off with another pretty sweet tool.
Very good. All right, should I clear off my cart because I'm kind of going through my stuff over here.
So We'll tease you guys. We're going to use this, but not talk about it yet. We'll talk about ceramic metal first, and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, Richard, you might want to pour yourself another glass. You're going to be here a while, dude.
You guys did say we had to stay on until we hit 1,000 likes, so my wife's going to be pissed, but...
Tonight's a pizza night, so my kids are happy, and my wife's not working hard. I can hang out for a while.
Yeah. Thank the Lord for pizza. All right, so we have a raw aluminum running board off of a very special vehicle, a 70 series Land Cruiser that was recently acquired.
Unicorn.
You can see on the high side here, we've done a little bit of polishing.
Let's see if we can get in the light over here, Sam. I'll clear off my...
Isn't that? Yeah, you guys can see that there. You got that crisp mirror finish on the right side here. And then as you work your way down, you can see that transition line. It is very dull and matte silver on the rest of the surface there. So a little bit of a tricky area to polish since you have this, ribbing on the top edge to provide traction, but we're gonna get after it anyways. So the micro, a little bit about it just to explain the setup that we're using here. This tool will come with 1, 2, and 3-inch backing plates. We have it outfitted with the 2-inch variant here and our rotary shaft. So we're gonna do this polishing via rotary function. This tool does include a orbital shaft, a 13 millimeter orbital shaft. This is our prototype counterbalance shaft here. The stock one out of the box will be electroplated black. So it will not be the stainless that you see here, but that's the orbital shaft. So you simply, I'm not gonna do it just for time's sake, but you've got this quick disconnect collar here, pull that back, pull that shaft out, drop your new one in, and then you've got the orbital function. We're gonna use the 2-inch rotary because that allows us to get into these tricky contours and low spots of those ribs a little easier. We can use the corner of the pad to cut in there. A couple other things about the tool. You can see the head looks like it's a little bit bent there. It's actually an articulating head, so you can go from 90 out to almost a full 45, and then there's 2 more locking points in between. That makes it very ergonomic for just doing various surfaces, whether you're on a vertical, working down on a horizontal surface. You can even, a lot of vehicles, your instrument cluster gets all scratched up. If you don't want to pull that out or can't pull it out, tape off the bezel. You can reach this, through your steering wheel hoop and polish your instrument cluster there. So lots of versatility with that pivot head. Screen on the back gives you a odometer, job timer, and your speed, which is adjustable via the buttons there. Trigger is a rocker trigger like the G13, and then you of course have your trigger lock. So.
G13, G8, and GR3. Come on, Sam.
Yes.
And the G15, G21.
Yes.
Only non-variable trigger is the G9.
Got that ceramic metal polish on there. So ceramic metal is exactly what it sounds like. It's an all-in-one for raw metal surfaces. So this can be used on aluminum. We did make sure it was safe for chrome. That was Richard insisting on that. As you guys know, chrome isn't as common these days, but it's also much less common to find a good outfit to re-chrome things, so you don't want to haze chrome that you already have on your vehicles. Most metal polishes will haze chrome pretty severely. This will not. Uses a very refined submicron abrasive in here, and the ceramic protection is outstanding. So of course metal, when you work hard polishing it, it reoxidizes even faster than paint does. So getting a good protection down there is going to help prolong the finish that you're able to achieve with your work and prevent things like water spots and further oxidation.
Can we pause and say we just got spammed by a porn bot? That's about as
don't worry.
big as we've ever gotten. We're somebody.
Tired of being alone?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, hopefully that person threw us a thumbs up.
Oh
Good
man,
God.
come on YouTube.
You're
guys,
talking
get
to a
those
bunch of
bots
detail
out here.
guys. Of course we're going to go to your website.
Yeah,
Jesus
please,
Christ.
69 Mega, like this video before you go. That was a good one, Ron Shoop. At least get a like out of them.
Yeah, if you're still wondering, we had a couple people ask about how do I throw the like button. It's a little thumbs up icon right below the kind of time reader. next to the subscribe button. What? Lower right. Oh, the lower right of the actual video feed. So just press that thumbs up if you feel like giving us one. If we get to 1,000, we're giving this card away. So we're at 600. We're keeping it up.
Nice. Good job, guys. Get after it.
Reds Vet, again, we're doing this little snapshot of the polisher. We're going to go more in depth on it like a little later in the show. But yes, retail price is $399.99, as Sam mentioned. It comes with the unit itself, rotary drive, orbital drive, 3, 2, 1-inch backing plate, 1 battery, the lithium-ion charger, and then a carrying case.
And the inverter. Can't forget the inverter.
Yes. Well, the inverter is an add-on.
Oh, sorry.
And the inverter is a corded option that will utilize the cord that powers all of our other polishers. So very trick. If we also will sell extra batteries as well. But yeah, what was that?
Sounds like fireworks.
Man, that was a big.
Oh yeah, burble tune.
Burble tune.
Damn burble tunes.
Good God. All right. Sounded like gunfire.
Yes, it is a proprietary battery. We had a few folks ask that. And it's 12 volt as well, brushless motor, so that's why it is so quiet. I'm not going to turn it on right now because I'll fling myself with product in the face. But we'll turn it on as we polish on the surface. So go ahead and get after it.
Let's go.
All right. So I'm gonna do the top, and then I'm gonna kind of cheat around the front with my leg up here. So go ahead and hit that. Got a little bit of sling. Probably put a little bit too much product on there. And this is still a prototype, so forgive me. We're having an engagement issue there.
Wow.
What have I done?
That might be the worst.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
We're back. Oh, maybe not. Back in action. Yeah. Oh. All right. Well, doing it live, guys. We're doing it live.
Pre-production tool.
Yeah, this is a prototype. All right. Well, that is not what I want to hear. Just proof that this is very live.
We can do that by hand as well. That's one of the other benefits of this metal polish. Unfortunately, again, it looks like one of our pre-production tools is giving us the fits.
Yeah.
But,
as I said, both of the shafts we're using here are earlier prototypes. Our newest ones are in those SEMA crates that have not yet made it back yet. All right. Well, I'm going to do that by hand.
Shoot. Well, that's pretty disappointing, guys. We would have loved to have shown that tool off to you, but as we mentioned, we've kind of done multiple rounds of production prototypes, and we're still a couple months away from full production. So we'll chase down that engagement issue with the switch between rotary and orbital. Not the ideal thing you want to have happen.
Not at all.
In a live show, but we will endure, and that is what is so much fun.
And you'll get to see how it performs by hand.
Yeah.
So really test the effectiveness of this one here. So lay that back down. One of my favorite parts about this is the thin film that it leaves. A lot of metal polishes leave a very heavy, thick black residue that's very hard to wipe off. This leaves a much thinner, easily removable residue. And we're gonna see, so this right side I did with a G13 a couple days ago. So we're gonna see how we can do by hand in comparison. So obviously a lot more elbow grease when you're polishing by hand, but we're definitely making some progress here. You can see that black residue. It's exactly what you wanna see when you're polishing bare metal. That tells you that it is in fact bare metal that you're working on. If you're not sure if a surface is bare metal, a lot of newer vehicles have plastic chrome, which is obviously not real chrome. And they also have, you'll have wheels that look aluminum, but they're actually clear coated. If you're ever unsure, you can just take a little, dime-sized drop of ceramic metal and simply, rub it on with your finger or any light colored towel and see if you get that black residue. If you do,
then you know that it is in fact bare metal. If you don't get black residue, it's probably either clear coated or coated with something else. A little more back and forth there, and then we will wipe off. Get that out of my way. And there you can see, oh, moved it too high. Oh, sorry. So now you can see we have the progression from machine with our G13 to hand to nothing here. So pitted, spotted, very dull, much more added gloss, and then you have the high gloss from the machine down on the right side there. So pretty efficient by hand as well. That wasn't a whole lot of elbow grease, and we got a much brighter finish out of that, and it's protected. So I'm not gonna have to worry about coming back and that being dull in a couple weeks after I have gone over it.
So I will say that I just did some troubleshooting on this behind the scenes, and it is the actual engagement that is stripped on the top. So this being an aluminum prototype versus the CNC stainless one, I'm pretty confident that that's just a prototype error.
Yeah.
We're still driving, the actual motor itself is still driving. We just simply aren't able to engage. And again, it's just like if anybody has ever seen what a stripped out bolt looks like, we are literally just not getting the engagement there. So that is the unfortunate aspect of doing things live, but good to know that, again, the balance of the machine is still powering it, and it's just a connection, thank God.
Oh, we knew there was a little bit of risk running that on the live today, but we wanted to do it anyways for you guys. And as you guys are saying in there, we stand behind our products, lifetime guarantees.
Yeah.
You can know when that is available on our website. Any issues will be worked out, and you will be ready to go.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's ceramic metal. I mean, pretty impressive.
Do you want to get another tool out, a corded tool, and show it on that as well? Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for being understanding. Let's see. Our next product that we're going to talk about after Sam gets a corded tool out is going to be our citrus all-purpose concentrate. This is, again, one of the ones that we do not have a labeled good here right now because we have not gotten our SEMA crates back. But the concept here, if you are a professional and are familiar with the concept of an all-purpose cleaner concentrate, it is multiple dilution ratios, one product that has about as broad a utility as possible. These are generally very price-sensitive products because they are all-purpose. They're not designed for a specific thing. With this particular product, we have 3 different dilution ratios, a 4-to-1 dilution ratio for heavy degreasing, which is what we're going to demonstrate on the wheel and tire package of the rear wheel on this Land Cruiser, and a floor mat, so you can see kind of the heavy degreasing aspect of that dilution ratio, a 10-to-1 dilution ratio that is specific for interior cleaning, which will be great for leathers, carpets. One of the biggest benefits on those type of products, this all-purpose cleaner is not going to leave your carpets crunchy or essentially with a soap residue that actually becomes the point where we attract dirt back to it. And then a 20-to-1 general purpose cleaning concentrate as well. We have a dilution bottle that we will sell separately that has all of the specific dilutions measured on the side. If you've used our foaming surface prep 10-to-1 bottle or our rinseless wash and wax 15-to-1 bottle, we make it very clear, add water, add the product up to this level and fill the balance with water. And then you can obviously buy multiple dilution bottles from us so you can keep those separate dilutions. Very cost competitive at $9.99 for a 35 ounce and $24.99 for a gallon. So again, this is really targeted at our professional audience. Granted, if you're an end user, you're going to find a place for this in particular. It is not pH neutral, so some of our other pH neutral products that are specific for different materials that you're finding success with. This may not be the right product for you, but in particular, if you're a professional that's trying to save money, have one product to do multiple jobs, this is a great solution for you.
Garrett Jordan asks, is it like the aerosol citrus cleaner? Similar in function, in like the types of things you can use it on. However, this is a different formula, and you have a wider range of functionality and versatility with all of those different dilution ratios. So, you may have already said that. I was getting lost.
No, I actually didn't see that. So, yeah, an APC, this is another, just again, fantastic performing product. We're going to demonstrate it. You want to finish your machine demo on the polish so you can just see the effectiveness of this metal polish. Versus the hand and machine application. I think we've got a pretty stark comparison there.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely going to attack and change this. You're going to use the GR3 for its rotary function. So,
GR3 with the 2-inch setup. Again, the main reason we're using rotary is just to make it easier to get into these ribs on the top surface.
But it speaks to its utility, right? You can use it on a rotary, an orbital, and by hand. So we've got quite a bit of coverage there.
All right, I'm gonna start slow so I don't sling product everywhere. Get it spread out, and then I'll come down to the face since that's really where you guys can see it. So we did hand to about here. So I'm gonna do this section between our hand and where I have my foot. Crank that up. Really see that black residue start to form. Stays nice and wet, has a really long working cycle. All right, let's see how we did. So that was pretty quick. Not a lot of time there.
Yeah, I mean, this is a running board off of a 1993 Land Rover, or Land Cruiser. Wow, that was a cardinal sin.
How dare you. Pretty clean transition there. Just a little bit of time with that rotary and we easily got it, slightly better than our hand application. A little more time, which not gonna bore you guys. We got a couple more things to get through, but a little more time, we'd easily be able to get it matching that nice mirror finish there on the front. But really capable product, not gonna haze or mar your fine finishes like chrome, and that ceramic protection that it leaves behind is gonna be comparable durability to our ceramic all-in-one. So you're gonna get
and what we found with most of these, like if you aren't using a straight rouge, right, which is really heavy metal polish, these all-in-one solutions generally have a polymer package within them, which will fall off pretty quickly relative to the ceramic protection package here.
Yeah.
We did have a question come in from Justin Gaddy about the different types of metals that it can be used on. Aluminum, billet, brass, chrome, stainless steel, silver, and copper. Those are going to be all the different materials that you can utilize it on. Again, really, really great submicron technology. We've learned a lot about that in all of our paint polishes. But on top of that, we learned a lot in developing ceramic all-in-one wax about pairing correction capability with a protection package. So this one, we're not going to say anything was easy to develop, but we had learned a lot of lessons the year before and knew that there was an opportunity, in particular with metal polishes, to increase the protection. Most of our previously offered metal polishes were straight abrasives with no protection offered. So
and make something that's user friendly. I know, like I said when I started, a lot of the metal polishes I've used, whether they be a heavier polish or an all-in-one type product, you have to trowel them off the finish, when you're done, and it's not fun. It's a very messy process. So this really cleans it up, makes your life much easier, but still gives you a phenomenal result.
You know how many linear feet of stainless steel trim are on a 1963 Lincoln Continental? Okay, think about it on the outside, and then think about all of that on the inside as well. I did all of that with a real heavy slurry rouge and it was an absolute mess. I was cutting actually that slurry off with citrus all-purpose cleaner.
Did you measure the total linear foot?
I mean, it's hundreds of feet. You've got, it wraps around the entire damn thing.
That would be a fun stat.
Yeah, I'll dig it up for y'all.
It's crazy.
We had a good question from Jerry Lotta. Jerry, tell your granddaughter I said hi. How does the ceramic metal polish compare to our heavy-duty metal polish?
Great question. So heavy-duty metal polish, for severely oxidized or spotted metal surfaces, that's going to be your first step, and then you would finish with ceramic metal. In most finishes, heavy-duty metal polish won't cause haze, but there are some situations where it may. Softer metals like polished aluminum, and the ceramic metal will help remove any of that light haze and then top it with a protectant.
Yeah, what I was working with in particular with the interior chrome on the interior stainless on the Lincoln was tobacco tar that had actually settled in it. So I needed the heavy duty to actually level some of that. And granted, chrome is an applied finish, right? So you have a finite amount on an actual metal substrate.
Yeah.
And so I was using the heavy metal polish as a way to, similar to a more aggressive rouge, to cut down, and then I would use our previously sold chemical metal polish for refinement.
Yep.
That is definitely where you're gonna find the biggest benefit with this, with that submicron abrasive, a much finer finish, whereas you can use the heavy duty metal polish to really attack tough stuff. In particular, in my case, I was leveling.
Yep.
Right? I was really going after the metal, but if you've ever re-chromed metal, it's very, very expensive, and it's worth the elbow grease.
Yeah. No extreme details. You can't polish your teeth with it. You can polish metal with toothpaste, but don't polish your teeth with metal polish.
Yeah. And again, I mean, the reality is a lot of cars now will have, plastic
chrome. Yep.
Right? So versus an actual chrome metal. So it's not the broadest market we could have developed a product for, but if you have a problem with your metal, you need something for it.
And it is safe on plastic chrome as well. So that's another thing that we confirmed. That's a surface where a lot of customers or vehicle owners aren't necessarily aware that it is plastic chrome and not actual chrome. I know even like new Dodge RTs and some of their higher models, their chrome wheels, they're just plastic chrome caps over a cast wheel. So be careful, make sure you're looking out for that stuff before you attack it with something that's too aggressive.
Yeah, and some are, a chrome base that is also clear coated.
Yep.
Right, so kind of knowing what in particular with the wheel finishes, right? That's a much like color clear coats.
Yep.
It's a way to save money, right? If you're putting the full amount of chrome on a modern wheel versus, hey, a tiny little bit of chrome and then clear coat it to lock the finish of that chrome in, well, what you're seeing is actually not dulling of the metal, it's dulling of the clear coat. So just be aware of what you're polishing on. You may just be able to get away with some of those materials with a standard paint polishing product. But in general, lots of versatility, extremely fine finish, great protection out of that. Again, one we're very proud of. That is a 16-ounce product for $19.99.
A lot of you guys are asking what metals. We haven't laid all of those out, but it does also work.
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, copper, brass.
You filled in the plastic chrome. So
the only one,
that was the last one.
it will work on silver. However, don't use it on silver that you eat with because of the ceramic additive in there. I know I was reading some reviews on our HD metal polish last week, and a lot of you guys have used it on family silver, which I'm gonna have to do that probably before Thanksgiving next week. But don't use the ceramic metal on silver that you're going to be eating.
Will the polish work on Corvette exhaust tips? Yes, without a doubt.
Yeah.
That is a great case use.
Yeah.
In particular, I would suggest a great way to utilize the new citrus all-purpose cleaner is to do your cleaning on your exhaust tips with the 4:1 dilution ratio and a soft brush, and then come back and refine the tips with the ceramic metal polish. One of the benefits of the ceramic element is UV protection, and one of the biggest challenges with a raw metal material is oxidation. So the better protection package you're laying down on your metal after you refine it, the longer it's going to go, the cleaner those materials should remain. So to avoid more intermittent polishing needs.
Yeah. Off the wall, so I'm definitely using that polish on my drum hardware.
Oh,
great idea.
That's a great idea.
I have a good friend that's a drummer, and I just hooked him up with a bunch of our stuff, so I'm gonna have to give him that tip too.
Greg Zeck asks, is there any truth to the rumor that Griots will be producing a monthly calendar featuring our favorite Griots employees? I'm not sure where that's going, Greg.
You're gonna have to pay a pretty penny for that one.
We aren't paid to be shirtless, so maybe our like YouTube movie posters. If you guys like that idea, let us know in the comments. That would be a fun calendar for us to make. We really have had a lot of fun with those, and
absolutely
have way more ridiculous ones in the future.
Hopefully, you guys enjoy them as much as we do. I know that's kind of one of the running jokes. Is we're like, are we the only ones that think this is funny?
Yeah. Davidson's Detailing. He says, any plans for a higher pH snow foam for cars that are pretty dirty? If you're new to our product line, we actually have a great product for that, and that is our foaming surface prep. That is a high alkaline, not necessarily a strip wash, but I guess you could call it a strip wash.
Similar to.
And that is in our Boss foaming system. Again, extremely high concentrate, can be used with the Boss foam cannon using the auto metering system. Very, very low consumption rate relative to covering an entire car. In fact, that's really kind of our reset process around here, is utilizing that kind of every fourth wash, depending on how frequently you want to apply it.
Yeah.
But the pH neutral washes are the ones for your maintenance washes. But if you're going to set up for a correction, foaming surface prep, that's the one.
A lot of you guys are asking what pads are best to use with ceramic metal polish. I like our orange foam correcting pads. They're a good, middle of the road. If you need a little more aggression behind it, our white foam fast correcting pads are extremely effective on metal as well. So 2 good options for you, depending on what you're doing. You can also use microfiber pads on metal with good results there too.
We got one more specific metal question I want to address before we move on to ceramic tire dressing, because I think we're set up to do the demo on this tire now. I've been drying it off kind of intermittently.
No, a lot of you guys are excited for that.
Yeah, Paul is asking, is it safe on metal that gets hot? Yes, just don't polish the metal when it's hot. I think is the biggest rule. So without a doubt, those exhaust tips, high-end billet components in an engine bay, no problem with that. We use it on the high polished exhaust manifold on Richard's Formula 2 McLaren, which is a completely custom header system. Obviously, it goes to no muffler or anything, but it's a beautiful piece of art. In fact, we've got a replica sitting up on the wall over here. Excellent for those heat sensitive ones. It doesn't mean that it's not going to continue to or stave off any heat cycles that will change the nature or color of those materials, but definitely safe for them so long as they're cool when you're actually doing the metal polishing process.
Yeah, do keep in mind that drastic heat cycles will shorten the life of the protection, so you will want to apply a little more frequently on surfaces that are getting very hot.
Yeah.
And one more quick clarification before we move on. This is great on raw metal surfaces. If it's coated, you'd typically want to use like a paint polish on clear coated aluminum.
So nobody wants a shirtless poster. Thank you. None of us were ready for that.
Yeah, good to hear, guys. So.
I think Video Matt was signing up for that. He was already peeling his shirt up, but no, we're not going to do it. All right, so let's do ceramic tire dressing. And then we're getting pretty close, and obviously we're going to have some issues demonstrating this. We're going to have to come back, probably do something specific to that.
That one probably warrants its own live, too, once those are in stock and ready to rock
and I think
and roll,
the other thing that'll be obvious is when we get to show you the actual finished drive components that aren't the aluminum components. You'll definitely see that better engagement that we got stripped out on. So I wish are you able to show that? Because I really want to show that this was. Okay. Yeah, I'm like. This is just a dad moment when you strip a bolt, you get pissed off. But really just, if you can see that, these are all planned to be, again, CNC machine steel. This is an aluminum, and just on the actual shank itself, we just have that grinding, wear that was that nasty noise that we were hearing, which obviously couldn't drive the rotary shaft because it could not engage. So. Sorry about that, guys, but as we said, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Proof we're not faking it.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so the long-awaited ceramic tire dressing. I think it's safe to say that this is unanimously the new favorite tire dressing of the product development department.
Without a doubt.
Here at Griot's.
Yeah. We're not, we have plenty of high gloss products. I think we have 9 different tire dressings. And you'd say, why do we have 9 different tire dressings? Well, if we can sell 9 different tire dressings, we're going to do it. And there's obviously different preferences for different people, right? Some want a very satin finish. Some want literally just a bare rubber look. So we've got the whole gamut here. Now in the ceramic tire dressing, probably cut you off completely, but it's again a balance of a couple different components, right? If you do a really high gloss dressing, you're going to generally add more silicone, which is going to take away from the durability and lead to things like sling. So what we are able to achieve here is an extremely durable dressing, a very nice, black, deep, rich finish that isn't going to blind your neighbors, but you can increase the gloss with a secondary application.
Yeah, super easy to stack it. Of course, you don't want to over apply, but this one dries to the touch, so you don't get, a sling heavy finish. I did about 4 sprays onto the blue detail sponge here. You can spray it directly onto the tire, like so.
These are the worst tires on planet Earth to dress, by the way, because of
all that dang sidewall siping. So you can spray it directly on. I like putting it on my applicator first, or you can do a combination of both like I just did here. And we'll do half the tire so you guys can see the before and after.
I think my ultimate test for this in terms of durability was a 2,000-mile road trip. Put it on the mud terrains on my new Bronco, stacked it against the competitive set. There were only 2 tires, the ones where we had applied our product, that I didn't have to redress after 2,000 miles. Now, it was in August, so it wasn't extremely terrible weather, but we did get in some rain. We were in some dust down in Laguna Seca, and man, I was extremely impressed. I literally could not believe that I did not have to reapply tire dressing after that long.
Yeah, it keeps.
We got a dating site too, guys. We're here. We've arrived. Griot's Garage.
We've made it.
Invaded by bots. Damn, we're good.
It was the giveaway.
Here's the complication.
Here's the Macho Man, man. It has to be the Macho Man.
Increase our engagement.
They want you on their dating sites.
Yeah.
What I was starting to say is that it really enhances the self-cleaning of the tire, helps keep the tires cleaner longer as well. So you're not going to get the brake dust and grime buildup that you're used to. But you can see that, subtle enhancement. It's not crazy glossy, but the richness is, night and day, from bare dull tire to black satin finish, dries to the touch, so you're not getting any greasy residue coming off. It's not going to sling. Yeah.
I don't know. You don't have to explain too much more. It's simply, it is what it is. It does its job well.
Our most durable dressing that we offer now, so this is going to outlast our long-lasting tire dressing.
It is also great, I'm sorry if you already mentioned this, but on exterior rubber, vinyl, or plastic trim.
Good call, Stevie.
Good point.
Yeah, it's kind of off-label use, but does work very well for it.
And did you already mention that it provides UV protection?
No, I did not. But
that is one of the benefits.
Yes.
So, in development, with our ceramic family, we've developed an intermediate, which is what has allowed us to, develop this family of products, right? That is how we deliver the SiO2, silane polymer and resins to the surface. So in developing that intermediate, we were able to say, okay, how are we going to parlay that into different materials? We did it really well. One other thing that's really critical to note is that silicones have been on an absolute tear in terms of that commodity price. One of the major manufacturers in the US is shut down. 2, the other one is a source that is in the Uyghur region of China, so the US will not accept imports from that region, which has made silicones go absolutely crazy. In developing this product, we were trying to stay away from silicones for 2 reasons. 1, those are extremely high gloss, sling, not extremely durable. But then 2, really develop something that 1 could be spread and go a long way. I mean, you utilize absolutely no product at all to get half that very large tire done. So you're going to get a very efficient tire dressing. And again, you can stack it, but in terms of, hey, I want a clean black tire that I can rinse off and not have to reapply dressing the next time I wash my car, we accomplish that.
Yeah, it's just the appearance of it is excellent too. It's just perfect.
Yeah.
And I can't get over the dry to the touch. I mean, right after application, there's a tiny bit of residue because we just put it on, but it's not like what you're used to.
I will say, if you live in the internet world of detailing, you're going to see tire coatings that advertise a year of durability, and they're generally going to be water-based, and they're absolutely no chance in hell giving you a year of durability. What we were seeing in our durability test was 12 plus washes before we started introducing alkaline strip washes, and it still was holding up. So if you think about how often you wash your car, granted you can probably knock that durability down a little bit given if you're in a high salting, high snow environment.
Yeah.
But you're definitely going to get supreme durability to a standard silicone-based tire dressing. So
a lot of good questions coming in. One about prep. Do you need to prep before application? That's always advisable before you apply any tire dressing. We had cleaned with wheel tire mat cleaner. Got the tires nice and clean, as you can see on the bare side there. Those are pretty much
an alkaline tire
tires.
cleaner is going to be a great way to ensure a neutral surface, right? Yep. If you're going with a pH neutral soap, probably a likelihood that you are needing to do some additional prep in a tire specific cleaner. But
if you want to go the extra mile, you could use rubber prep prior to when the tire is dry, prior to applying this, but typically that's not necessary if you've done a thorough cleaning with wheel tire mat or foaming tire cleaner product like that.
Can you use it on injured rubber parts? 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, no question.
Yeah, in the engine bay and surfaces like that, I would definitely put it on a towel or an applicator to apply it, just so you're not getting a heavier overspray all over the place. But great for all that.
It's a 10-year-old deck box in a very faded brown. Will the ceramic tire dressing work? Yeah, I'd give it a try, 100%.
Yeah, it can't hurt you at all on a deck box for sure. I mean, that's textured plastic. That's definitely going to do a nice job.
Yeah.
So that 22-ounce bottle that Sam's holding will sell for $19.99. We'll also have it available in a gallon for $69.99.
Thank you, Stevie. Well, look, we are running up to 2 hours. Where is our like total?
Come on.
Okay, so
600s.
what we're going to ask you to do, because we're going to end this, we're going to give you a run. In order for you to participate, because we're probably going to hit that like total overnight, we want you to comment right now in the chat. All you've got to do is write a comment. You can throw a thumbs up emoji. You can throw any damn emoji you want into your comment. It does not have to be a question at this point, but we're going to essentially presume that if you're leaving a comment right now that you've already thrown us a like on this live, and as we revisit the chat for our No Questions Left Behind, any of the time-stamped comments from what we're looking at 5:55, granted there's a 2-minute delay for you guys, we're going to give you 5 minutes until 6 p.m. To throw that comment up right now. And all you got to do is put an emoji in there, and we will pull from one of those comments, and we'll look at the comments after the post as well too. So if you're watching this and it's not live, comment with an emoji and you'll be entered into the live, and we're just going to pick somebody randomly, and then we're going to have to reach back out to you. We'll let you know on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Yeah, the majority of these products, a lot of you guys are asking release dates. The majority of these products will be available right around the first of the year through us and your local retailers. Some of the retail stores will take longer into February. It depends on your store and the location of that retail store. Those stores I'm talking about are O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Advanced Auto Parts, Pep Boys, or Napa. You're going to take, some will take a little longer than others depending on when they redo their sets. So keep an eye out. And the micro and the foamer will be ready closer to spring time frame. So Q2 23.
As we said, we are literally producing this right now. We have committed orders from those retailers. We're going to be filling those in the next 2 weeks here and producing direct quantities. So we generally like to say 12/1 to 12/15. We're on track to meet that with all these products that you can buy direct from us at Griot's Garage. All right, we're starting to get the comments come in.
There they come.
Yeah, here we come. All right, yeah. Look at that.
Hit it, guys.
Go. Any comment you want. And, okay, they heard us loud and clear.
Oh, yeah.
We got some people
Love
out there.
to see it. That comment
All right.
section's flying.
Very good.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Holy baloney, that's the fastest I've ever seen.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah, we're gonna let you run too, but anything from 5:55 on is pretty much we're going. That is incredible.
Whew.
Thank you
Love
so
it.
much.
Love you guys. Thank you all for joining. All your questions, your awesome feedback, your support for our live,
Hey, we
failure
do it live. we ain't faking this. We're doing it right in front of your face. That's how we've always done it. We love hanging out with you guys.
You guys are the best.
It makes our job so easy and so much fun.
Best customers out there.
So if we didn't get to your question, be sure to tune in on Friday. In fact, that's probably when we're going to have to announce this winner.
Definitely.
And we'll probably do it right off the bat on No Questions Left Behind. So thank you all so much for participating. Tune in on Friday. We're going to announce that winner. If one of your friends did not tune in and they haven't thrown a like, tell them.
Keep those comments coming.
Tell them. Let's get to 1,000 likes. We're going to give this card away this week.
Go, baby, go.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night. Drink your whiskey safely. Don't drive after doing it. Have fun in your garage.
Have fun in your garage.